Welcome to another episode with Two Curious Podcasts. I'm Dana,
And I'm Chow Ming.
and today we have here with us my lovely friend Joleen.
Hi everyone, I'm Joleen. I'm currently studying communications in university, and I've met Dana since my secondary school days, and we reconnected when we've opened a fan account for our idols last year in December. Hello.
And because of this experience of us opening a fan account together, this brings us to today's topic, social justice warriors. So if you don't know what social justice warriors are, based on Urban Dictionary, a social justice warrior is a person that uses complex, serious social, economic, and political issues as a way to further their own agenda by claiming they are fighting to, inverted commas, correct a wrong. Specifically, it is used to refer to people who claim to be fighting for social justice but are actually validating their own ego, looking for special treatment or attention. Ironically, social justice warriors cause more harm to their causes than good, as they are often ill-informed, are uninterested in discussing issues as they are more interested in being, inverted commas, right, and aggressively attack all who disagree. So, Jolene, do you want to talk to us about how social justice warriors are linked to cancel culture?
Yeah, sure. So we have seen for a lot of like online forums or any place that we can actually comment or have discussions take part in, there are actually a lot of people that we have been seeing that they are carrying out movements such as like the Black Lives Matter or like the Me Too movement. And this kind of movement actually, there are always two sides to the story. There is always this unpopular opinion that is hated by the more of the popular opinions group. And this links to a cancel culture where they think like the popular opinion is always right. And this brings us to this form of exposing and cancel culture where there is this online shaming kind of trend going on, where you are actually publicly humiliated by people that are thinking they are in the right.
And this is something that me and Jolene faced while we were running our fan account recently, and that's why we are talking about it today. So, Jolene, you want to like share more about our experience with how we were attacked? We can say that attacked, yeah.
Attacked. Okay. Well, actually, we were a fan account, and then we were asked to post about something regarding to politics, and so me and Dana's standpoint was that this account was meant for our idols, and then we do not want to post anything political on it because it's like it's not relevant to our account. Firstly, and then we think we don't have much knowledge about the issue and we don't want to speak about something that we don't know about. Yeah, that's more of our main point. And when we sounded out our opinion, people think that we are in the wrong because how could you not know about this issue? You're online every day, you can read about it in the news. But I think we do not have much experience of it, and we don't think that we have the rights to speak about it yet before learning more about the issue.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Dana, I think Dana actually told me about this before. And what I thought about it was, okay, to think about it in a more objective manner. Because, how do I say this? Okay, okay, how many followers do you all have on this fan account?
um,
Up
Around.
to now we have 3,846 followers.
Okay, so compared to like a regular Twitter account, let's say a private Twitter account, it will be just maybe 100 plus. So I think the reason why they were so actively wanting you all to speak up about the matters like well, what was the matter that asked you all to speak up about?
So what the people actually wanted us to talk about was Black Lives Matter. They wanted us to retweet a tweet related to Black Lives Matter and share this with more people because in our fandom, right, we are one of the less you can say that it's one of the bigger account with regards to this idol, this group of idols. So they think that by with us sharing it, it will reach more people, and that's why they wanted us to share. So someone actually sent us a DM, a direct message to our account, and proposed us to retweet this tweet about Black Lives Matter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. So they reach out to y'all
Mm,
because y'all are like a bigger account. It's just like when influencers are asked to speak about something because they have a bigger influence to people and they can make the issue more known to
mm,
others as compared to just sharing it themselves. Yeah, that's
mm.
why I feel that they reach out to y'all. And wait, so what happened afterwards? So they like because y'all said that y'all weren't willing to share, then what did they say?
Okay, so the point is, in actually we did reply her, and then we just said like we don't have much knowledge about this matter yet, so we want to read out about it before posting about it. We did not say that we will not tweet about it. So that is like the point where I think it was like a point that it was brought up on the later part of the paragraph, so people don't pay much attention to it. So yeah, they just think that not posting about it is just like you're not supportive of the movement, or like you're like the bad guy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah. So
they started to unfollow, like a big group of them started to
yeah.
unfollow the account.
Yeah, so like because we replied to her and said that we have not enough prior knowledge about the movement, and we are not ready to post about it. So a lot of people started calling us out for being racist just because we never post about it. Yeah, because we
Also,
are not
they called you racist.
yeah, yeah, it shows they said that we were uneducated, and how could we not know enough about it when this has been ongoing for so long. Yeah, so that was the general idea of what people were calling us out for. And because of that, a lot of people started unfollowing us. Like within a good 1 hour to 2 hours, we lost about 100 over followers. And we don't really care about the followers, but it's how people started calling us nasty names. And that's why we felt like why are you doing this to people, when if someone says that they have not enough prior knowledge about a certain movement or matter, shouldn't you be educating these people instead of calling them out and canceling them? People were using this opportunity to, take someone down, and this is completely uncalled for and unnecessary, because there is no win in this. So what if you cancel this person? Then what about it? It's not like you are giving this movement a greater reach to even bigger audience. You get what I mean?
Understand.
So actually, Charming, from your point of view, you think that we should still have reposted, or do you agree from our explanation that, give us time to go and read out about it first, then we can decide whether we want to repost or not?
Okay lah. From your reply, I feel that it's valid lah because y'all asked them to. Y'all, it's not like y'all said that y'all wouldn't repost it. That's why I feel that it's quite unreasonable that they start to boycott your account or unfollow your account. But maybe a lot of them were very, how to say, passionate about the movement, or yeah, which was why they were so aggressive and they wanted y'all to share it quickly. And at that point, it was really a big matter. And but I feel that most of the time, people are just using it to chase clout. You know, how to chase clout, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
yeah,
they just follow what a big crowd is saying, and they don't even have their own opinions, which is what cancel culture has kind of become as compared to what it started as, like what it was for. Mm.
do you think that what so but based on what you say just now, do you think cancel culture started out to be a good thing, or
Yeah, I feel that it started out to be okay. The reason behind starting cancel culture to me is actually good because it's obviously you're trying to spread knowledge about, let's say a very famous director did many bad things like I don't know, rape people, or just okay, just very bad things. Then because he's rich, because he has political power or whatever, right? He was able to get away with what he did. And the justice system of that country did not bring him to justice, and he managed to get away without any charges and anything. That's where cancel culture comes into play a part, because instead of the unreliable justice system, the public would be the one that raise up the matter, and more people are more educated, and with the pressure of the public, then maybe he will face charges, yeah, or his crime will be resurfaced for the justice system to make its opinion again. That's why I felt that cancel culture started. Yeah, so the
Mm.
initial, how to say, the initial idea,
Idea.
yeah, the initial idea of it, I feel is good. But just that what happened to it now, like everything can somehow be linked to you guys being like racist. Like in this case, y'all barely even say anything and people are already calling you racist. It's come
Mm.
to a point where it's not doing what it was supposed to do at the start.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay, so besides your own personal experience, if you all were to put yourself in their shoes and look at another example, okay, since GE just passed, so another example would be like about Ivan Lim.
Mm.
Yeah, so what do you all think about people trying to cancel him? Like, is it good, or do you all feel that the same way about it?
For Ivan Lim, I think like it's kind of valid that people were calling him out because of all the experiences that they have had with him. But I think eventually people have changed over time. So I'm not very sure about how he is he right now. But if he was like a shitty person last time, then probably it's valid lah.
Mm. Yeah, and like it's I hold the same point of view because I feel like what is the point of calling people out for their past? Let's say if they have changed for the better, what's the point of calling out people for their past and not giving them a chance to turn over a new leaf or giving them a second chance? So this is going against the, let's say, yellow ribbon project. So you're saying that people who went into jail after their prison time, they have no they have no chance to turn over a new leaf and make their wrong right again. So you are saying that there's no point in having the yellow ribbon project. So everyone is, they are just uh I don't agree that, how everyone is creating this mob to go against someone and you don't even know that person personally. Because up till now we don't know if Evelyn has changed for the better. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
you're just judging from all the comments that people have put up. You might not even know whether it's true or fake.
mm,
Just
which
one
is
whole mob of comments.
Yeah, that's why cancel culture may not necessarily be a good thing. I do agree with Charming that it started out to be a good thing is to bring a certain someone to justice, and cancel culture and people on social media can do their part in taking these type of people into justice. Yes, that's true, but there's always the downside to it, which is what the internet has become today. That's why I feel, because things on the internet, it can become so blown up that you can destroy someone's life. And don't you think that what you are doing as a social justice warrior, or like taking part in this type of discussion to bring someone down, you are equally giving as much mental pressure to a certain someone. Yeah, that's why I feel strongly about how it's not good to have this kind of culture on internet.
Okay, so bringing back
Yeah.
to Ivan Lim, so y'all would have felt that it would be okay for him to run in the election.
Mm-hmm. He did.
Kind of.
I mean, yeah, because he did come up with like his own version of his own story. He did came up like PAP did come up with their a press release or a statement to protect him. So if even if he run in the elections, right, then it'll be boiled down to our individual um trust, or whether we understand his point of view and whether we still trust him and choose whether to vote for him or not. You get what I mean?
Mm.
So even if he is still running for elections, then it'll be a individual vote or individual thinking that comes into play when deciding whether you want to vote for him and whether you think he is suitable to be an MP. And yeah, instead of just, canceling him and bringing him down.
Okay lah, but I think
Yeah.
the reason why people like tried to bring him down instead of using the election is because he is in the GRC ma. Yeah,
Mm.
if he was like running as a single candidate, then this will not be necessary lah.
Yeah. But I guess there's always like two sides to everything.
Okay,
So
so instead of doing what people are currently doing, then what do you feel
mm.
that they should be doing or implementing if they are unhappy with something?
Okay, so I think no, I think it's good. Like this kind of like bringing up stuff. I think it's good because eventually you're still judging. You're just you're how to say you're analyzing which MP is good. You're like judging this person to cast your vote. You want to see how's his personality, how's his doings. Is he going to be a good MP or not? So I think this kind of like discussion is really good. But I think it is the toxicity comes when people try to cancel him, like send some hate or anything. Yeah.
Mm. So basically, it is more of like, uh, it's good to bring out a discussion, but don't go to the extreme ends. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you have to be responsible for what you're saying on the net. If you don't want to be a target of what's that called, online cyberbullying, then don't become a cyberbully yourself. Because what happened to us was, I think many of them didn't realize that they have become a cyberbully themselves, and they actually they were actually because when we call out them for being cyberbullies, for calling us name, they were actually, taken aback that we are calling them cyberbullying, and many of them didn't realize themselves that what they're saying to us was being a cyberbully themselves. And because they claim that they are right, that's why we call them social justice warriors. Yeah. So in approach to this type of topics of controversy online, I think it is good to have discussion, but always, as an internet user, as someone that is so actively on social media, get your facts right before you comment about something. Basically, you have to be, kind with your words on the net. Yeah,
Why cannot
that's what I
why
feel.
cannot tahan eh? This whole shit like
Hmm?
compared to what we do last time like what we say last time.
Right, sounds very
Yeah
serious.
lah,
Very
like
serious.
very serious, yeah.
I mean,
Political AF.
yeah, quite. It is I mean, yeah, I think because this one, I feel like this topic is very uh yeah, it's definitely more serious. It's not about your personal experience and shit, right? It can be something that a lot of people have that faces online, because not only me and Joleen face, right? I have friends who face this as well. Like they were attacked for something that they didn't even think that like they could be attacked for. Yeah. So you don't need to be a big account, or you don't need to be a famous internet person to face cancel culture.
Okay, recently I watched
Mm.
this video. I don't know if you'll see if, okay, this channel called Jubilee. They brought three people with each opinion. So three people who were pro cancel culture and three people who were anti cancel culture. So basically they just talk about like different issues, like do you think that you should use cancel culture on people who have committed a crime? Then the people who were anti cancel culture said that it was like chopping off a hand just because you got a cut on the finger.
I think, okay, I do get what you mean. I get what you
Yeah,
mean.
they say that that's like what cancel culture
Yeah.
is. It's like boycotting everything this guy has done just because of one small instance that he's done. Maybe when he 小孩子小弟弟 that time he go inside mama shop steal one sweet.
Mm.
Then after that you say okay, don't listen to his music already. That I think that's
Mm.
what cancel culture has become lah, and that's why it's so toxic. But then at the end of the video, they all agreed that what cancel culture started off as was it was supposed to be good. It was supposed to shed light on the people who were not brought to justice. Yeah, but they came to agreement that cancel culture was the start of cancel culture was actually good and the rationale of it is good. just that it became overboard because let's say this guy start in a TV show and he did something bad. Because of that one person, the whole show is cancelled or the whole movie is cancelled. But the other people who worked for it, such as the directors, the cameraman, they all work tirelessly like months for it. But just because of one person, the whole project is boycotted.
Cancelled.
Yeah, so maybe that's another impact of cancel culture that that has become toxic because
Many people
yeah,
have been.
because other people are affected when one person is doing something wrong. Yeah.
I do agree with the conclusion though.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this cancel culture and social justice warriors thing will not disappear in the next to know whenever lah. So how you think
Mm.
people should react to it? Like let's say, like for yourself, right? After being in the shoes of somebody that received the impact of cancel culture, after a few weeks or a few months of thinking, what other ways could you have reacted to it to minimize the impact?
Wow.
Wow, solid question.
Um, Solid. That is a very good question. So, prior to this, like I've always seen like this kind of exposing threats and everything. Um, Not being a person on the receiving end, I found out. I feel like this kind of exposing threat has always been like so amusing and like, oh wow, she did this. Oh, like so serious, you know. But afterwards, if you are going to judge someone just based on like an exposed thread, it just says a lot about how you are a person on the internet. Like you're not a responsible user of the internet because you're like canceling someone just based on what you see on the internet. So I think that's like bad lah. Probably what we have could have done to minimize the impact was to actually I don't know if it's a good idea, but bring up like personal opinions about it and like create a discussion so we can agree to disagree.
Mm.
I think that is one thing that we didn't do.
We have an open
Yeah.
debate, you mean?
Yeah, to have an open debate.
Yeah, I agree to that. Because I think active and open debate will be a you will give people a much clearer picture on what actually happened because you're hearing two sides to a coin. Yeah, you're not just judging based on let's say an exposing threat. Because let's say you're exposed for certain things that you have done, but what if behind those things that you have done, there is, let's say, a cause, because it's probably a cause and effect thing. So you probably have a reason for it, or even if, let's say, okay, you may argue that what if someone killed a person before or raped a person before, and you're exposed for it, how can there be a good reason for it? But I guess it's always better to hear out the person committing the crime first. If not, why else would a police interrogation always ask for the culprits, what's that called, motive behind a certain thing that they have done. Yeah, I believe if you believe in human rights, everyone should be given a chance to speak up for themselves before you convict them of
Then let's
anything.
say
Yeah, that's why
then
I
let's
agree
say
with
in
your
the end
point.
the public
Mm.
still disagree with how you stand. Then what do you do? Then you just disappear from the face of earth. Like okay, let's
What do
say
you
you're
mean?
open okay, in your case, let's say you had an open debate on your fan account and eventually they still say,
Uh-huh.
oh, you should post about the movement, like you should educate yourself more. Also not like this is confirmed wrong one mah. What is there to think about? What do you all do? Do you all just do what they tell you to, or
When when you say disappear, disappear out of faces in the world, it's kind of like what we went
oh yeah
private.
lah.
Yeah, so we
We in
privated
fact
out.
did disappear.
Yeah, we in fact did disappear for one day. Actually,
Okay,
for a
not
few
one
days.
day lah. I think yeah, for a few days or
For a
even
few days,
weeks.
we
I think
disappeared for a few days because we
yeah,
needed
few
time
days.
for ourselves to,
Mm.
calm down first.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm. That's like on the based on the receiving end of
Yeah,
this
you see, that's
cancel
why.
culture lah.
Yeah,
yeah.
imagine if
It's
you were
just
like
that
a big company or somebody
like
bigger and people knew who you were. Then it's like, what can you do? Yeah, like
After you
after
mean
the open
after the
debate,
open
if
debate.
if everybody is still against.
Actually, come come to think of it, right? We did kind of have a debate because we also posted our our point of view and our stand against about this, and then there were people who continued to attack us. There were also people who supported us. So it is kind of a debate, but just that it's through tweets. Yeah.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, I think we chose to disappear because we wanted we felt like it wasn't a right time to continue this debate anymore because it's getting nowhere, and people who hated on us will still continue hating anyway, and nobody is quietening down to listen. But what really saddened, at least for me, was that people who supported us were unable to voice out their support as well because they were scared that they will be the next one who were going to be attacked. And that's why people on the receiving end of this cancel culture is will never be able to stand up for themselves. So that's why we chose to quieten down before this gets blown up even more. We weren't the only account that they canceled because of not retweeting about Black Lives Matter. What they did is they shifted the focus into, if you do not choose to retweet, you are racist, and they cancel you, instead of focusing on how they should educate more people and making this movement reach out to a bigger audience. Yeah. So I guess it's always better to as a person on social media, before you decide to tweet about something, tweet about someone, expose someone, slow down your own pace, think about it for yourself first, and what is the best way to get something done. Talk to like you can talk to the person about it first, then you call them out, or then you decide whether the person is really wrong about call, and you want to
Mm.
call them out for something.
Now, I
Yeah.
think I think currently the internet is just a bunch of people sitting in their cars and shouting at each
In a
other.
mess.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody is protected
Really, I
by
feel like.
anonymity on social media. I'm not sure if you're familiar to the YouTube scene. Got people like Jenna Marbles, Jenna Marbles. Yeah, she recently
Yeah.
stopped doing YouTube
yeah.
because I don't know. Apparently some people found some bad stuff about her from don't know how many 7 or 8 years ago, and they decided to start a whole movement about her, and
Oh,
yeah, and they cancelled her lah. Yeah, and they cancelled her.
I dig it up, and
Yeah,
I
so
think
I
my
think that's
my
just
sister
a
told me about it.
very prime example about
Mm.
what cancel culture has become, and everybody just keeps looking into the bad thing, and nobody is actually sharing about maybe how much she's donated to charity, or how much she has actually spoke about other
Yeah.
things as she's grown and learned over the years.
Let me just bring this to another point.
Okay.
Okay, so I think this all boils down to opinions online. Then seems like this kind of like movements like feminism, civil rights, multiculturalism, it's so amplified by social media. So where do we draw the line between knowing how to joke and then actually being insensitive? So this is actually how many people like don't know where the line to joke. So maybe probably like a little bit then probably call you, oh, you're not you're racist, or like a little bit then like thinking that you're like uh not supportive of females. So yeah, this is probably how I think cancel culture also came about.
Mm.
And I think a lot of people try to be woke online, like they have done nothing wrong in life.
Mm.
So I think of previous days I saw this video where Barack Obama actually spoke about the woke call out culture. It was actually last year. I think it was for his third Obama Foundation Summit. And he actually said like the way of making change that these young people are doing actually is like to be more judgmental as possible about other people online, and then that's enough. Like if you're gonna tweet about something or hashtag about something, you didn't do something right or like use the wrong verb, he actually like the person that actually can sit back and feel pretty good about himself because they are like woke. Like that's actually not activism. And then he said that this is not bringing about change. Like if you're doing what what you all are doing is like casting stones at people, you're probably not going to get very far from that because that is very easy to do, and then you're just not bringing up a good point instead of educating people.
I get what you mean. And basically, that's why those are called social justice warriors. Because after what they claim to be doing right, then it's actually validating their own ego and feel good about themselves. Yeah,
Yeah, why do that? Don't do that.
yeah. Why do that? It's bad.
Yeah, why?
I also want to say that to people who feel affected by things that are said online nowadays because of mess that can that are created online. I think it's best to just stay away from social media when you feel like you need a break from social media. It's really really good to just take a break from social media sometimes. Yeah, especially when if you're still young, you are in your teens, and you feel like there's just too much toxic in on social media, and it's like affecting your mood in general. Stay away from social media.
Yeah, and I think it's like important to not take some harsh comments to heart because eventually you know that these people they don't know you. They're just judging you based on what they see on the internet.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm,
And yourself, Tommy?
I would say don't run fan accounts. Okay, because
When you know what,
yeah, okay lah.
up to this
If y'all
point,
know
you
me,
still we
I'm
still get caught up for things.
relatively diam on social media. Yeah, I don't really post much stories. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't fight for movements. I don't. Yeah, maybe
you're not
this
you're
podcast is
not
like the
basically
most
you're not
active I've
active
been or
user on
whatever.
social media.
Okay, to me, when speaking on social media, don't always voice out your opinions because many people always think their opinions is wrong. And just like this podcast, our opinions may be wrong. Yeah, and both Jolene and Dana, as y'all can see, are very passionate about this topic. But yeah, remember all these are just our opinions, and I hope if y'all have other views, just like what Dana said just now, we can have an open discussion on our channel or whatever. Yeah, but to people who to people who are the victims of cancel culture or social media, I feel that let's say for Ivan Lim as an example, if they've done something wrong in the past, a lot of them have handled it by apologizing, and I feel that that's a valid way to handle these accusations or what you've done in the past because you know that it's not right, and yeah, you know that what you have done is wrong, and by apologizing, you're acknowledging that okay, what you have done is wrong. You're gonna move on and become a better person. I believe that there's some actions that the people who are victims to this cancel culture can take, and they just continue doing what they're doing and becoming a better person until the whole thing boils over, I guess. Hmm.
So Jolene, anything else you'd like to tell people on social media these days?
No, be kind.
No. Yeah, be kind.
Be
Okay.
nice.
Yes, be nice. Okay, so with that, we have come to the end of this episode. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Spotify. Subscribe if you're on YouTube to be updated on our upcoming episodes. So once again, thank you for taking your time to join us on this week's episode, Jolene. Thank you for listening to another episode of Two Curious Podcast. We'll see you again next episode. Stay kind, stay curious. Bye bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.